Yo, what's going on, guys? Mac here, and I'm bringing you a little video while I'm at work here, while I'm waiting on a test to get done, and it's something that's been on my mind. I really wanted to, well, I didn't really want, I wanted to wait to give you this video about this this subject, but it's been on my mind so much since I witnessed it that I just couldn't help myself. I just had to go ahead and start video recording it, talk about it and stuff. And I figured the best time would be in between these tests that I'm doing here at work. And this was probably some of the funniest stuff I have seen in a long time. Some of the funniest, cringiest worthy stuff I've seen in a long time. I mean, I watched some cringy television, I've seen some cringy movies and stuff like that where I go, ugh. But to witness something that happened in real life that just made me want to go, ooh, shudder a little bit, or it was just absolutely hilarious. Honestly, I'm just gonna flat out say it. It was just hilarious to watch and stuff. That would be the first presidential debate that happened last night, September 29th, 2020, between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Oh man, it was the funniest. I'm not gonna say who my political affiliation was or anything like that because it's my own opinion. I don't really care or need to hear about anybody else's opinion about it and stuff like that. What I really want to talk about is the debate itself. And my God, was it just a train wreck. I mean, train wreck coming from both parties, from both presidential candidates, from both of them, and then also a train wreck from the commentator, the one who's supposed to mediate the whole entire thing. It was just absolutely terrible. It was funny. Let me tell you, it was just absolutely hilarious. Now I've seen some of the reviews. I've heard some of the people talk about it and everything like that. I've heard from both sides, from people who want Biden as president, people want to keep Trump as president. That it's like from one side, it's Trump was disrespectful, that sort of thing, and can't believe he was basically bullied his way through this whole entire debate and everything. Can't believe he brought up those type of subjects and stuff. He never really gave clear answers, yada yada yada. And then I heard things from the other side where Trump was exactly what you needed as a presidential, somebody who wouldn't just sit there and listen, yada yada yada, somebody talk and blow smoke up their butts and stuff like that. And Biden didn't go, I heard from both sides about how both sides didn't really answer the questions the commentator said. And then I hear about from both sides complaining about the commentator, he's on this person's side or he's on this person's side. He was biased. I'm not going to say towards who. Some of you guys may know. Some of you guys may disagree with me. Don't really care. All I got to say is it was absolutely hilarious to watch this whole entire debate. Now, this would be the second time I've actually taken interest in politics and stuff like that. The first time go around was the election in 2016, or for the 2016 run and stuff. But it was just seeing this. I looked at my wife and I was like, the next one with the VPs and stuff, I'm hoping is exactly like this, because I'm going to cook us up a very nice dinner, have a candlelit, it's going to be a dinner and a movie, because it was a show to watch this, ladies and gents. And now, I'm not saying that it was bad in any way. It was hilarious. And I mean, it was just funny to watch these two grown men who we're trying to have run the country. It was, man, I loved it. It was just great, because all in all, it was a debate. Now, what I mean by that is that when you're debating, it's not going to be low decibel, quiet, stating the facts type deal. I'm sorry, that is not how a debate is. Okay, that's how a conference is, where you're stating facts and stuff like that. That's how conferences are going. But debates do not follow that type of norm. Debates have arguments. Debates have gut-wrenching moments to where when you walk out of it, if you've ever been into a debate with somebody, when you walk out of it, you're just like, frustrated, because while you're doing the debate, you're frustrated with it. You're getting angry, you're getting upset, you're getting passionate. That's what a debate is. And when you walk out of it, you're done. You move on to the next thing. Conferences are something that state the facts and stuff like that. Debates are not. Debates are meant to be gut-wrenching. Debates are meant to be argumentative. Debates are meant to just make you cringe on the inside listening to it. And that's exactly what this debate was. It was just cringy this whole entire time. It made me laugh. It made me just laugh at both of them. It made me laugh at the one who I'm going to vote for. It made me laugh at the other one blowing smoke. It was just absolutely amazing that I've never really enjoyed these presidential debates as much as I did till this one, because it was just funny. Now, on to the serious matter, the serious subject, or the serious topic of this whole entire or the serious part of this video, was what happened after the debate. Okay, so we kept the TV on just to listen, because it was broadcast through the news and stuff. What happened after the debate? Now, I'm not saying anything is wrong with the reporting in America, okay? I mean, you have to report, you have to be informed, as a person, you have to be informed as to what's going on in your country, and it may be worldwide, that type of thing. However, I will say that the news today is very biased, and that's wrong. To be a news reporter, in my opinion, you have to be completely neutral, and state pure facts from both sides. The news today is not that. It completely supports one side over the other, and that is where it's wrong. It should not do that. As a news reporter, and as somebody who reports the news, somebody who interviews and stuff like that, you're completely wrong. As it's being done completely wrong as today. I'm sorry, but you need to be completely neutral when commentating, because right after the debate, all what they did was just basically attack the president. I'm sorry. Whatever your personal feelings are about the subject, you do not broadcast it over a nationwide news reel or something like that. You keep that crap to yourself. You do it on YouTube or something like that, something you're not affiliated. But from a professional standpoint, you stay neutral completely. You're not politicians. You state just facts, ask the serious questions, and move on. You don't try leading people to, divulge information or anything like that. You just state the facts. Now, and that's kind of weird, but when it comes to politics and stuff, there's too much misleading information out there as it is already because of news. Hey, it is what it is. It's the reason why I don't really watch the news. That's the reason why I try getting my facts from reliable type sources, from neutral type sources, rather than things like Facebook or CNN or Fox News or anything like that. I get it from reliable sources. I do my own research on the subject matter before I even start digging, before I even consider what the news is saying is 100% true, because it's not. The news is completely biased. It's completely blown up out of proportion, and that's how it should not be run. It should be strictly factual, neutral, and to the point, not this roundabout way of saying things that's just completely ridiculous and stuff. But that's the serious part of this video. But let's go back on to the funny part of this video. The whole entire debate, it was just, I don't know. Obviously, if you're watching this, you've seen the debate, you've seen some of the highlight reels of it. Nothing really got said, nothing really got done. I don't think that would actually change any opinions of any of the voters out there, honestly, because as somebody who's voting for one side, my opinion wasn't even partially even swayed by what the other side was saying, and probably vice versa this whole entire situation, that whole entire debate, because honestly, now some of you guys might be saying, well, nothing got done, nothing really got said 100% sure about, perfect laid out plan. That's politics for you. You're not going to hear that. They're going to divert the question in such a way that you don't even notice that they diverted the whole entire question and just move on to the next thing. Now, some of the questions asked, honestly, is something that some things I do know about, some things I do know a little bit more about than let's say my brothers or something about. It's just, honestly, they ask questions about the economy, about how they're going to handle it, what their plans is and stuff like that. Not really. But something did strike me that I did want to talk, about the economy question, about how people in rural communities are feeling the effects from the economy shutting down and stuff like that. Yes and no. I'm from a rural community, a very rural community, and I can tell you, I would say a lot of us are doing just fine. And this is true to everywhere, okay? I do know that some people were affected by it and stuff like that, but they learned how to cope. They learned how to cope with it and are moving forward with it, okay? So, as somebody who lives in a rural community, compared to a big city and stuff like that, or I'm saying stuff like that a lot, compared to a big city, and we're doing just fine in the small towns that we're at. I believe that 100%. Because I'm from a small town. I believe I'm doing 100% fine. My wife is the same way. Small town. We're doing just fine. Now, moving on to the next part, which was hilarious, is obviously the most sensitive subject, COVID-19, and when is the cure going to be out, and what are we going to do to manage it? What are you going to do about these deaths and stuff? That was just a travesty. That was terrible. It was bad. It was just bad how both candidates answered it. How both candidates were just not even on point with what they're supposed to talk about when it comes to this subject. Next one was trying to climate change and global climate and stuff in global climate. I've taken courses for college and stuff about climate change, and let me tell you, there's a lot more involved than what was said in those short little 2.5 minutes they were giving, or a little debate they had. And for people who are like, oh, they both are wrong, or one of them's wrong, one of them's right, one of them should do this, one of them, we're on the right course, we're not on the right course, yada, yada, yada. You don't know anything about what's really going on with the climate. Sorry, you don't. There's a lot more to it than what you see these people debating about. You have to do a lot more research and see how it ties in for everything, because that was just bleh. And so that was one. That's another subject. They were it's a few, like three or it was about climate, economy, COVID-19, the police brutality, or the I wouldn't say police brutality, the racism in America type deal that's been going on. I'm not really going to get into that subject much, because my personal opinions about it are very askew, because I hate everyone. I don't care about any of that, because I judge a person by their work ethic, by what they do in life, rather than by the color of their skin, or the job they have, or the religious preference they have, or any of those things that put you into those segregation points, because separates a group. Because at the end of the day, right now, we're still all Americans, and it doesn't matter if you're black, white, Hispanic, Asian, Native American, all the other races. If you're an American citizen, you're an American citizen. I don't care. At the base level. Now, my personal opinions might might change differently as a person, based off of your work ethic, based off of what you do in life and how you treat how you treat others. But that doesn't mean I'm going to segregate your group. I'm going to segregate you, because I judge a person by who they are, what they are. I judge a person by who they are rather than by what they are. And I judge by who they are by what they do and how they carry themselves in life. Not by what they are, not by what religion they follow, not by what race they are, not by what, whatever group you want, whatever way you segregate people and stuff. Now, I believe there is racism here in America, but I believe that has been driven by lack of knowledge more than anything, by sheer ignorance by everyone. All right, so that was another subject they touched upon. It was funny listening to them talk about it. I know some of you guys would be like, no, it wasn't, it's a very serious matter, yada yada yada. Don't care. The whole entire thing was funny to watch over all in all. Now, I know this is going to be a very sensitive video for some people. That's okay. I don't really care. If you don't like to watch this, don't want to hear this guy talk, then don't watch the video. That's as simple as that, okay? But, hey, it is what it is, all right? The presidential debate, the first presidential debate was an absolute monstrosity. An hour, 45 minutes, because they went over time or whatever for the debate time and stuff. It was an absolute monstrosity, absolute train wreck, and I loved it. That's exactly how a debate should be, though. It needs to be like that. It cannot be soft-hearted. It needs to be just gut-wrenching and just attacking. It does not need to be soft, okay? And that's what the whole debate is from both sides, all right? Your side, if you say your side wasn't aggressive, you're wrong. It was. If you say your side, it was just great, all right? Now, I'm looking forward to this next debate, and I'm going to do a video on this next debate with the vice president, with the VPs, and I'm hoping that it's exactly like that, because it needs to be. You need leaders who are willing to fight, not stand aside for any other reasons. You need leaders who are willing to fight, especially in that level. All right. Alrighty. Well, enough with this type of video. I got my timer. I ain't got much longer before this test gets done, so I'm gonna go back to work, because that's what I do for a living. I work. So I'll see you guys on the next video, and as always, work hard. Peace.